You can create a circuit for mechanical equipment and other power loads just like with any other circuit. At the moment, the mechanical equipment visibility is not turned on in this view. In order to turn on the visibility, we need to open the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog. However, looking in the Properties palette at the properties for the current view, I can see that a view template has been assigned to this view. So I'll click the button next to View Template to open the Apply View Template dialog. Then I'll click the Edit button next to VG Overrides Model. This opens the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog for the View template. The Model Categories tab is the current tab. I'll scroll down to Mechanical Equipment and turn the category on. Then I'll click OK to close the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog and OK to close the Apply View Template dialog. Now we can see the mechanical equipment. I'll zoom in and select one of the water source heat pumps. When I do, the ribbon changes to the Modify Mechanical Equipment contextual ribbon. On the Create Systems panel, I'll select Power. When I do, the circuit is created. Depending on the type of mechanical equipment, each mechanical component may have its own circuit. This is the case for this system. Since the equipment is the only component on the circuit, we don't need to add additional equipment. However, we still need to assign the circuit to a panel. I could click Select Panel in the contextual ribbon to select the panel, but the panel could be on another floor. So I can simply click Edit Circuit, and then I can select the panel from a list. Once I click Edit Circuit, Revit goes into Edit Circuit mode. In the Options bar, there is a panel drop-down, and I'll expand the list and choose panel SP-A. If more equipment needed to be added to the circuit, we could select Add to Circuit and begin selecting the remaining equipment that needed to be on the circuit. Since we don't, click Finish Editing Circuit to complete the circuit. You can use this same method to create circuits for the remaining equipment. One thing that you must realize when creating circuits is that all devices in a circuit must specify the same distribution system. In other words, they must have the same voltage and number of poles. The voltage for the water source heat pump that we just created a circuit for was 208 volt. Therefore, we were able to add it to a 208 volt panel. Now I'll select the cooling tower. Once again, I'll select Power in the Create Systems panel of the contextual ribbon. Then I'll click Edit Circuit. This time, when I expand the panel drop-down, different panels are available. This is because the motors on the cooling tower are 460 volt motors. I'll select panel HV-C and then click Finish Editing Circuit. I'll select the cooling tower again. When I do, several contextual ribbons appear. I'll switch to the Electrical Circuits contextual ribbon. Now the Properties palette populates with the circuit properties. In the Electrical Loads section, there are several important parameters. For example, you can see the circuit number, the panel that the circuit has been assigned to, the load classification, the circuit rating, the apparent load, and several more, including the voltage drop near the bottom. Also, realize that you can adjust the wire type and see the wire size that Revit has calculated. Pay attention to the load classification. This determines the demand factor that will be used for sizing the wiring. The load classification is specified on the electrical connector. Typically, mechanical equipment families are built by mechanical designers, and they may not be aware of the appropriate load classification or demand factor. Additionally, it's always a good idea to check the rest of the electrical parameters to make sure that the load is correct. For example, the voltage may be incorrect to begin with, so the load will be incorrect and it will not even be placed on the proper panel. So coordinating with other members of the design team is always a good idea when providing power to mechanical equipment and other power loads.